today with like straight up like surfer here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. What's up, man? What, you pick up surfing recently or something? What's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, Nick, can you pass me my beer?
Yeah, that
Or
sounds
the
like
seltzer.
a great idea.
The seltzer is what I'm drinking.
The seltzer. Ooh, that's Isla.
Yeah, the Isla.
Oh Jesus.
Isla.
So much going on with this.
Or is that Isla?
It's Isla.
Is it Isla?
Yeah.
I like Isla.
As long as it's not Elsa.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have much to worry about Elsa, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh, according to the Weather Channel, the world's ending.
Guys, how's it going?
Nick, can you pass me my beer?
Yeah, the rumor. Yeah, I mean, like, if it's not a hurricane or the excessive heat or a tornado.
Yeah, I mean,
apparently Chicago had a tornado.
It's whatever sensationalism we can get away with. But
Growing
I didn't
up,
say
we
that.
called that spring.
Yeah.
Chicago had a tornado? That's what they're worried about?
Like, do you know, like in
All
the
right.
spring, I spent like half the
So
night.
already
sitting
we've
there,
got
just in the basement
Dave
or
Putnam
something.
watching, Ernie's watching, my dad's
Big
watching.
Ernie!
So hey, we
Big
got
Ern.
Ernie, Bob.
What's up, Bob?
we already got some
David.
peeps watching. I know we got a couple other peeps that were in the shop today that said they were going to try to tune in this evening, so I'll try to recognize them real quick when they come on.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, hey, for me tonight, what am I drinking now, in case you ask? That would be, I'm drinking a little Wrightsville Beach Brewery Puppy Drum Pale Ale. Yeah, I'm drinking a Pale Ale, not a cider.
Yeah, but this I actually imagine this pale ale is right up your alley. It has a little bit of a kind of an amber quality to it.
Yeah, it does have a little metal ting to it, though. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to do, but
Beer isn't really supposed to taste metallic.
yeah. So there's something going on there.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I kind of remember trying this latest round, and I just didn't think that Puppy Drum was all that I remembered from previous orders. And so I think I even asked on the show, just kind of like, hey, you know, if you're tuning in over at the brewery, like, I don't know, are we on
I'm gonna have to
something?
go get something else. I'm sorry. That's a bad beer. That really is. I mean, that's.
This is a beer I adored, and when I tried one and it didn't work the way I wanted, I felt like let down. It's tough to go back to.
It's important to know that it's nothing like it's never a slight against the brewers. If there's like a batch that's a little funky or like a canning process that goes a little wonky,
Sure.
yeah, I mean that's a thing that happens.
We're talking about fermentation here, and
Fermentation and the canning process itself,
Yeah.
it can, depending on how everything's done. I mean, there's a lot of chances for.
you see the fermentation could be pretty basic, go great, and then when you package your material, something just goes a little.
The entire process of making a fermented beverage is like trying to create perfection and keep everything out of it.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is. And like at any point in time, anything can change it. So.
Yeah. So I don't
that's-
know. I'd look for some feedback. If Wrightsville is tuning in, or I know when we tag them, they usually check it out. So we'll see if Rob does the tag on this one.
I'll tag 'em. I mean,
it could literally be as simple as like a bad case. You know?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it was. It really had a bad metal taste to it, and that's not normal for them. So I mean, Wrightsville Beach Brewery normally puts out quality stuff. And
So you're talking more like a Metallica taste versus Anthrax.
okay,
Well, I thought he was looking more for like AC/DC, and he got like
AC/DC is hard rock, not metal.
and then he ended up with Metallica.
so I'm going to keep it local, and I'm going to keep it in the pale ale. I'm going to go India Pale Ale from Devil's Sun IPA from Edward Teach. Like I said, we'll keep it local.
I bought one of those. That's in my 6-pack. That's in Nick's pick 6. So
Okay,
is this.
that's much better.
So is this. This is in my pick 6.
Yeah.
7 Saturdays. It's described as a modern IPA. R&D Brewing. These guys have been, quite honestly, these guys have been hunting Rob down like a hawk.
Well,
So Rob has managed to foster a good.
there's an interesting story about that. The rep for that used to be our rep at
Oh,
the
yeah.
can I just threw away.
Oh yeah. I will say props to R&D because both Nick and I are drinking R&D products for our palate cleansers.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, no,
That's just synchronistic. Like I had no idea what you chose when I chose.
Oh, yeah. Props to them for filling this can up as much as they did, because I don't think I've ever cracked open a can that was that full.
It's just loaded.
Ernie's on fire already tonight. He's ready to go.
All right, Ernie.
So it's a lighter shade of pale.
Lighter shade.
It's a good reference.
Purple hair.
Careful though, because how does that go? There's like a lawsuit with.
Oh.
There's a few lawsuits.
Hey,
surrounding
did
that.
anybody grab a
Corkscrew?
Yeah.
You're 2 for 2 tonight, huh, Rob?
Man.
Go ahead, Josh and I'll
Nose
handle
goes. Nose goes.
What should we talk about this time?
Hey, Mr. Producer Man.
What do you think of the seltzer?
Hey,
Okay, so I know we have.
Mr. Producer
Hey,
Man.
stop yelling at us, Rob.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I know we have like this whole shtick about seltzers on the show. I don't hate hard seltzers.
Man, I'm just failing tonight.
This is hard to watch.
What are you talking about? This is so easy for me to watch.
Yeah. Like, well, I just have to turn my head a little, and then I can't look at you. So
There's a lot of hate on hard seltzers from the beer industry, the craft beer like lovers. I don't hate hard seltzers. I typically will drink these when I'm like out fishing.
do you think it's easier to can seltzer than fermented beer?
I don't know the exact process of seltzer making, so it's kind of a mystery to me.
Is there a process, or is there several? Like, how do
Well,
they do
I don't
this?
know. I mean, considering Josh drinks non-hard seltzer all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both drink bubbly water. We both like bubbly water, and this is just bubbly water that if you drink too many of them,
ferment.
yeah, no, this is just bubbly water that if you drink like 4 of them, you can't drive.
Well,
Do they-
look,
do
here's
they
here's
rub-
my point.
Do they
can't-
add rubbing alcohol to it?
They can't put distilled spirit in a soda and just call it a beer beverage or whatever, seltzer, hard seltzer.
No, it's
So-
like a malt-based ferment. I need to actually dive into the production process and how they pull these off. I'm really curious about it. If anybody watching has
Yeah.
like cues on like how they actually make these, I'm actually really curious. I know an infinite amount about beer. I don't know anything about hard seltzer.
I'm gonna go with they add rubbing alcohol, and that's why the brosifs who drink the claw get all stupid. Until you tell me
No, the
different.
broses that drink the claw get stupid because you keep drinking the claw and now you realize you're 14 deep.
I
and
saw-
like, oh man, I think I am drunk.
I saw someone drink a White Claw.
I saw somebody drink a claw last night, and she
The
she
claw?
got kind of silly too.
The
Oh,
claw
yeah.
is really pulls a powerful blow sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually have a personal correspondence. From
Somebody's
one of
texting Josh to have him read the information on what's going on. That's great. Oh wow.
Ernie, you are my hero.
Oh, Ernie.
Ernie just
he
posted.
didn't want me to roulette anymore. He just wanted to.
Yeah, no, Ernie, one of our loyal followers on the show, awesome all around.
All
guy.
three of us are on tap. I
Yeah.
should remind you, and we try to
Absolutely.
remember.
So he sent me a picture of what he's drinking now, and he's drinking a New England IPA from Dirty Bull Brewing Company, which Ryan, my
nice.
old boss, is the rep for.
We like Dirty Bull on the
Get some more
show.
dirty bull.
I gotta give Ryan a call. I can only call Ryan if I've had like 6 beers, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. He's
I've already
drinking.
checked in with this one.
Yeah, he's drinking a beer called "No One Asked for Your Opinion," Matt.
It would have been better. It would have been much better. It would have been much better if it was one of our names on that.
Ernie, that's pretty good.
Nobody asked for your opinion. I like it.
So, yeah,
Oh,
double devil horns for Ernie right now.
you know what? I'm gonna throw our White Claw drinker on my cheers right now.
I just did the same thing.
And honestly, I'm going 3.5 for my rating on the 7 Saturdays. Check in on Tap, of course, is a 5-point scale, not like our thumbs. Oh yeah. It smells like a La Croix,
I know.
or like a raspberry La Croix.
Well, good
Black
thing it's
cherry.
black cherry.
Oh, it's a burpee one.
So while you guys are enjoying that, how about we open our first beer to taste tonight?
Am I smiling? 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
are.
I'm smiling after
You're
trying
smiling.
It tastes like LaCroix.
that. So, yeah. I drink like sparkling water and I slam the heck out. This could cause problems.
So it's.
So how about some tastings, guys?
What's in there?
I don't know. I don't know what Nick picked. I
know what I picked.
have a vague.
I forgot. Well,
figure
Josh
it
picked
out.
something cool. I think I have another new anthem.
Okay.
You picked the Flossie, didn't you?
Yeah, I threw Flossie.
What'd you pick?
I picked the Satulah Mountain.
The Wine's
Sour.
Up?
Yeah.
Didn't we already do that?
I don't think we did. The Wind is Up.
I have not seen this beer yet.
Okay. So why don't we go ahead and do one? Pick any of them, guys.
Wind is Up.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna lie, like I have no idea, I have no information about this brewery. I know they're out of North Carolina, Satulah Mountain, Highlands, North Carolina. So it's mountain. It's mountain, North Carolina. This is a sour called Wind is Up. Wind Us Up. Rob will show you the label here in a bit. Brewed with raspberry, lime, and coconut.
Okay.
Which is a really interesting trio of ingredients.
This is from one of our newer distributors,
I
right?
believe this is Millennium.
Cool.
So right off the gate, it looks like a French rosé. Color-wise.
Yeah, from over here it definitely does.
I don't know. I'm getting
The Cubs
mixed
aren't playing.
messages here. My notification was not as cool. It asked me if I was still looking to refinance my home. I don't own a home.
Did you get your extended warranty on your car yet?
That may have been a good idea at some point. I don't have the car, but I'm glad they continue to ask.
Yeah. I know your car doesn't exist anymore, but do you want the extended warranty?
All right, so Josh said I would show you the can. $5.50 on this guy. So Satulah,
Satulah.
and then it has a winding wrapping label, so it's Wind Us Up.
I think the T is silent, Rob.
Stancil just gave me a toast on my
Yeah,
Seven
I
Saturdays.
got it too.
That's good.
Wind Us Up
Yeah, I think the T is silent.
and Satulah.
Yeah.
Satulah?
Satulah, yeah.
No, you're wrong.
1-1 bottom of the third.
Flat out, you're wrong. Oh wow, coconut on the nose.
Huge coconut.
Man,
Whoa.
so I just went to the beach yesterday and I smelled this all over the place.
Sunblock coconut, yeah.
Oh man.
Rob, did you bring the flies in with you too?
No, that came in with Josh. He just went to the bathroom before he came here.
No, look.
He took his phone in there, so you know it was a good one.
I was watching Forge and Fire on the toilet. Is there anything wrong with that?
Sure, whatever, Josh. So again, big
That's
coconut.
the show about the men with their tools.
It's about blacksmiths making knives and swords and spears and
big
stuff.
coconut.
Swords.
You are reading into it.
Wow.
I needed a word you said. That's all.
This has big coconut on the palate too. That just doesn't go away.
I've had this at the house before, and I know we haven't done
I
it on
feel
the
like
show
you
yet.
said some things.
So it's a sour ale.
You were talking and I kind of drained it out.
That's normal.
What? There is a lot of coconut in this.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Normally,
Now, it's not overpowering the lime, but I think it's pushing the raspberry way to the back because of the coconut's so powerful.
The raspberry, I think, is color, and there's like a compared to lime and coconut as far as flavors go. Raspberry almost has like a meaty aspect to like the flavor. Like this is gonna sound really weird when I say this, but it's like a blood kind of flavor with raspberries.
You're right. That was very weird. You've been watching way too much Forge of Fire.
Neither of you guys noted the elevation of this brewery in North Carolina, by the way. 4,118 feet.
Lisa, who joined, says she wouldn't enjoy that strong of a coconut taste.
I want to put a note in there for the lime. And there's the old song, put the lime in the coconut, mix it all up.
Yeah,
make you feel better.
And the lime is there, definitely. I agree.
I feel like there's two things I really enjoy coconut with, and many people do. Pineapple and lime. Maybe not always at the same time. Now, I can't really think of too many times I've done raspberry with coconut. Maybe on a dessert, like a shaped coconut, like a raspberry tart or something.
I guess the easiest way for me to say it is like there's like a tannic quality with the raspberry that might come through a little bit from the seeds, because like it's impossible to get raspberry seeds out because they're just
the raspberry in this almost was when we had peanut butter jelly time. Was that raspberry in with?
Yes.
It reminds me of that,
like raspberry jam.
Right down to the rasp.
Now, while we're saying that there's a lot of coconut in this, it's not like the bad, overpowering banana boat coconut.
I think on the nose it is.
On the nose it is, but on the flavor it's not. Like on the palate, like it's there. It literally tastes like raw coconut flesh.
Raw coconut. What are you, Castaway? Like are you at home cracking coconuts, Tom Hanks? Like,
I bought a coconut once, and then I got it home, and I'm like, and I was looking at it, I'm like, well, how am I gonna open this thing?
Screwdriver right through the eye.
No,
but then he tuned into Forged by Fire.
Yeah,
I grabbed a meat cleaver, and I just started pounding on the coconut with a meat cleaver. I still have all my fingers, so it went well.
The cleaver. This will kill.
This will kill. I have been watching way too much Forged in Fire.
Yes.
I'm gonna maybe attempt to do research on Josh's question while we're carrying on with stuff.
What was his question?
I'll let you know if I get.
I was actually asking what the Cubs score was.
It's tied in the third. Can't make this stuff up.
No.
How is hard seltzer? Hard seltzer. There we go. We'll just look it up. Okay. What are we doing next? What's going on? Are we finishing this beer? We got more to talk about with this. What do we think about just the sour quality? Can you isolate it from just the fruit and get that funk?
If maybe the raspberries give me the sour.
It's almost like an underripe raspberry with like the sourness to it.
Yeah, maybe that's where the sour comes from. Is through the raspberry.
It's lightly sour. This is not like a heavily sour.
That's right.
This is not a heartburn beer.
No, you're right.
Well, is this where we draw the line between a tart ale and a sour?
The tart and the sour are the same thing.
Well,
in fact, it even says tart on the
sour in different ways. We know there's some brewing techniques specifically using
souring is just adding an acid in that's not normally present in beer.
Okay, so just the acids of the fruits themselves
Can turn a beer sour, yeah, or make it a sour. Citric acid's like prevalent. I mean, you can acetic acids.
No,
acetic acid's what you get with a lot of the Belgians, like the vinegar aspect.
This is rather refreshing, though.
It's not bad. This is an easy drinking beer.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I mean, it's very drinkable. Not difficult at all to drink. I'm surprised.
It's going down pretty easy. I think once you get into those fruit flavors a little bit, it's really got this enjoyable nature. It's quality.
For a second, I thought the beer was named Wind Is Up. like you rolled into like the wrong side of town?
All right, windows up, kids.
Windows
Lock
up.
the doors. No joke. I mean, I grew up near Chicago in the 90s. There's a street called Division, and it goes right through this complex called Cabrini Green. I remember my mom
Well, I've
took the
heard that.
wrong exit one time downtown. Oh, God. Next thing I hear is, make sure the windows are up. It's just great.
Yeah, what was the article I read earlier? It's like 74 injured, 14 killed over 4th of July weekend in Chicago.
Great place to be from.
Duana is watching, or it might be Ken, who knows. But we're going to go with Duana.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Dewana?
Yeah, that's cool. I take that. It might be past Ken's bedtime, so it probably is Duana.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a knock on. I just know the man starts his day very early.
So, this is a good lawnmower beer.
I feel like this would definitely be a midday refresher that I'd
I
enjoy
would be
after
surprised
activity.
to see Nick chugging along on the tractor.
I could also, maybe more like
With this
you
as
finish
cup holder?
mowing, you get the bocce or beanbag area, weed free, and then you crack one of these and you play your favorite game, or maybe
Nick with his
artsy.
headphones on, listening to some random concert from the Grateful Dead or Fish because he likes.
I cannot mow. I've tried listening to the Dead while I mow.
Yeah, his lines kind of...
It turns wavy gravy really fast, man.
Okay, so a correction.
And then if I
Nick
do
listened
Fish-
to Alice in Chains.
That's more like it.
Alice in Chains on the lawnmower.
He was listening to some Pink Floyd the other day.
Oh, that happened, but I got really upset because after
All the lines in the yard just looked like the dark side of the moon and prisms and
the
stuff.
fates
hitting
weren't
it.
with me. I got to hear Learning to Fly, and then the thing disconnected, and that was it. And I was still waiting for the turning away.
On the turning away.
Well, hold on, copyrights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Was
if they
that
can copyright...
5.5 seconds? All right, we're good.
If they can have a fight over my bad voice on that copyright, they're really desperate.
Look, if Gilmore's not going to let Roger Waters play that, I doubt he's going to let you sing it.
That's true, but we're not here for profit.
Hey, who's got an empty glass?
Me.
Me.
Awesome. That's great news. Oh, by the way, the basic procedure for making a hard seltzer is to ferment a sugar solution, make a strong alcoholic-based beverage. The fermented sugar wash is filtered to a yield clear, odorless, flavorless, and colorless solution. The beverage is then stabilized, carbonated, and packaged. So they create a really strong base alcohol. They add fluid to
So
stabilize,
they
and
make-
they carbonate the
They
beverage.
make sugar water and let that ferment,
Yeah, because like when you take sugar,
and then they strain it.
It says a sugar, so they probably are using like bleached cane sugar because it's gonna give like the most tasteless because apparently like the Bacardi, the like fermentation before they distill Bacardi like has this clean the silver has just clean tasteless taste. Basically.
So they're making Bacardi before they ferment it. All right.
they're making Bacardi before they distill it.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Before
There's
they
a
distill.
name. There's a name
You're
for
basically making.
the wine that you make
Honestly,
rum
you could
from.
just take rice and ferment it, and it would taste like nothing. And you have like a base alcohol, and then you just like bulk that up.
There could be grains involved, and so I think different brands might use different styles based on.
You
What
just
they
want a
wanna do.
flavorless product that you add water to, and the essence of fill in whatever ingredient. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what we got here?
Tell them what they want, Nicholas. This is Flossie from New Anthem. We ran a little bit of New Anthem, and we recently had a guest on the show. Some of you guys got to meet Chris. He set us up with this one.
Oh, that's right. We ordered 4 and got 5.
Yeah, and
Chris
so
is like, you guys got to have this one.
yeah, which is not this one though.
No.
I'll get to this one we're talking about, but this is Flossie. He dropped two-tone on us, and he kind of gave me a nod on that. So I haven't cracked the one I bought yet, and I was definitely thinking about getting it on or near the show soon. But this is what was cold. The two-tone has not hit the fridge yet here.
No,
at the
yeah,
office.
we have.
I love how we left like the biggest portion for the one we know won't like it.
Yeah, you didn't. You gonna eat all your dinner over there?
Well, you sent it my way.
See, the beautiful part is like I can kind of see light through mine. It looks like yours looks like
I guess
straight up unfiltered orange.
Whereas I didn't use discretion,
There is no lie.
and it benefited my friend here. Rob failed to use some discretion and just dumped the whole thing. I like it. So, what do you think about the color? I mean, you guys are saying this thing's
I'm looking straight at the light and seeing nothing.
with a light colored beer, we can't see through it. Hey, here, cheers to you, Ern, because I think this is right up. This is gonna be right up your alley with these kind of flavors.
Who said I wouldn't like this?
Me.
This is good.
Yeah, it looks like you're liking it. I think we've actually kind of, by basically repetition, we've shown Rob enough hazy ales where he likes them. What in God's name has just happened to your glasses? You didn't even sneeze and they broke. That was, you can't write comedy like
Just
that.
fell off and went up.
And the thing is, I knew what happened because I heard that sound so much lately.
It only happened what, like 35 times.
So wait a
on the
minute,
beach
Josh,
yesterday?
take those glasses back off and show how. Yeah, all right. So that's the arm that's not broken.
No, this one's broken, but there's a bread tie holding this one together.
So
And then this one's like
so
come unglued.
here's what we're gonna do. We're
Come
gonna start
unglued?
we're gonna start the GoFundMe page, and we're gonna attach it to the YouTube page, and it's gonna be the GoFundMe account to help Josh get a new set of glasses, at least frames, because it's very painful watching Josh walk to the beach to watch fireworks, and then every other firework goes off, and he's got to put
Well,
his
I
glasses
think
back.
people would be. I honestly think people would be more apt to donate to Josh's Find Me Frames GoFundMe than they would to his help me with my hospital bill for sticking a hatchet in my leg. Because look, here's the deal. Josh has two legs, and he can
He has
still
two
swing a
eyes.
hatchet. But if we could fix the glasses, we could avert future accidents.
And
So
it may
just-
be because the glasses
Just a thought
caused
here.
the first accident.
It doesn't count because I have my contacts in for the hatchet.
Oh, now you just ruined it, the whole GoFundMe thing, because everybody's going to be like, well, just wear your contacts. I need to pay
I'm
for
pulling on
glasses.
some heartstrings here for you.
Unfortunately, contacts aren't really like that.
Hey, let's get back to the beer, huh, boys?
I gotta give New Anthem credit. I'm just gonna go out the gate on this one. This tastes more like the stuff from New England, like legit heady topper, Lawson's Finest Liquid stuff. Like this tastes closer to that than literally any hazy IPA I've had in a long time.
It has a thickness.
Everyone's trying to do the hazy thing.
It's got
but
a-
this.
Yeah, like,
This refreshing, like tannic bite. It's out in front of the citrus.
this is
tone.
going to sound weird. It almost has a rice taste to me, like a sweet white rice taste. Just like
This tastes closer to those beers than anything else I've had in a long time. So I gotta give these guys major props on this.
This is very refreshing.
And as a non-IPA drinker, and yeah, I'm trying to convert a little bit, but I think this is pretty damn good.
You'd love a good heady topper or like sip of sunshine. Like those are like the
It's got
OG. Like,
So if we get Ernie to try one of these, he'll let us know if it really competes.
it's got a nice citrus to it. It's actually got a it's that pithy citrus, like right in the back,
Yeah.
like grapefruit.
like the
Like,
skin.
like- yeah.
Like instead of cutting your orange or grapefruit, you just like bite right into the skin.
I'd put $10 down on the fact that Ernie would agree with me saying this tastes closer to the New England style, like the actual New England IPAs than the style of New England IPA.
That makes more sense to me. That it seems like, of course, they're trying to imitate this thing. Because if it's like this, that's nice. I think we get with a lot of these like working the style of the New Englands, we've noticed more of like a sweetness to them,
Yeah.
along with the citrus tone. So we always end up talking about like orange juice rather than grapefruit pith.
This legit just tastes like a super dank hoppy beer, and like the hops are like coming through. There's like nothing added
What,
to it.
did you read the hop profile? New
I
Anthem's
did not.
real friendly with their IPAs. They like putting that on there.
Amarillo, Vic's Secret, El Dorado.
I just saw the Irishman's taillights.
He's gone.
Speaking of gone, you asked me to score, and then they scored instantly. It was funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That
kind
kind
of
of
thing
thing happens. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the baseball prophet, brother.
The baseball prophecy. Oh, it's not the score, but a different Pacino movie I was watching.
The
earlier.
Phillies are gonna get a triple and then a RBI coming up soon.
Instead of scamming Edward Norton, he was scamming Matthew McConaughey in this one. Anyways, I like this beer. This is really refreshing. Let's talk price.
$6.50.
Okay, and it's got a decent ABV, doesn't it? $6.50. That's poured pint world. So may not say it. I don't know.
1%.
1%. No, that's got to be a 7, not a 1.
1% of Rob's eyes can read the label.
You tell me what that says.
Yeah, that's actually 2 7s.
That is not 77%.
It is 7.7%.
77%, man. This is good stuff.
Of course, I think we mentioned New Anthem's out of Wilmington, so they are one of our local guys.
That'd be 154
For those who like to keep it local, the Vic's Secret. That's kind of a yes, that's a hot name I don't see a lot. Amarillo, you're gonna get like a super citrus out of Amarillo.
Amarillo, yeah.
And the El Dorado, I think we see that those two side by side in a lot of these New England styles.
We call them El Dorado hops, but we still haven't found the city, have we?
Well, what's funny is Amarillo, Texas, is kind of yellow. That's why it's named that. El Dorado is like the gold. So these are very like,
They're all green.
yeah, why they give them these yellow and gold names when we're talking about like a green cone of hops here? I think it plays into the flavor profiles of them. I think, I didn't just throw that out there. Uh-oh.
I am actually honestly surprised that Rob likes this as much as he does, but that does restore my faith in like legitimate New England style IPAs. Like, that's a good hazy New England style. Most of these other guys that say it's like a New England style IPA, they should just call it a hazy IPA.
Nick, if you can get me
So,
that bottle, I'll start
If
opening
it's
it.
not made in New England, can we call it a New England IPA?
You can call it New England style.
It's kind of like Kolsch style versus Kolsch. And we've talked about that. Kolsch is beer specifically from Colm, done in a specific style that is tradition to Colm.
Cologne.
Well, it depends which side of the river you're on, apparently.
Okay, so are we ready to move on?
Yeah, that's a question you got to ask yourself there, Rob. You know,
Okay.
those are some of the best questions we have to ask in life.
I feel like that was directed towards us.
Oh, he meant topic-wise.
Oh, this doesn't have a pull tab like the others.
Yeah.
Man.
This is good stuff. You know,
Burgers and brats yesterday, totally good call.
the burgers and brats, the sausage, that was good. Sausage meatballs were good. The corn on the
They
cob was
weren't
nice.
brats, they were Italian sausage, but
I have a favorite, though.
Yeah.
The smoked wing.
oh man, that was so
And the
good.
sauce you threw on there. Whew.
The trick is there's no sauce. It was a
That's
marinade
right.
with a rub.
That's right.
But it just turned
It
turned out
sauces.
perfect.
Well, you know,
mahogany color
you
on
had
it.
the sugar.
Really
You had the sugar in the rub, and that gave it a nice.
mahogany.
Dude, it was they turned out to be beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful chicken wings.
It was well done, guys. It was a treat to finish work and like out on the employee lunch deck. You guys were just crushing it.
It's just like, oh, by the way, here's a bunch of food.
And then what? We went down and saw the fireworks in Oak Island. It was a fabulous time.
Yes, we had a great time.
We're all big fans of
I'll tell you what, that finale
was nice.
That was
Yeah, when it started launching, I was like, "Oh, here it comes!"
I rewatched it on my cell phone this morning. I was not watching Forged with Fire, but I was doing very similar things.
It's just like, that moment where everyone's like, "Oh my god, the finale's here," and then like it goes off, and everyone's like, like you just hear the collective gasp from
That's one of the-
everybody on the beach.
It's
You know,
definitely
like,
one of the
that was
high
awesome.
points.
All right,
Is that
so
why fireworks are cathartic? Because you hear other people responding to what you're responding to?
Yeah, but you put enough Bud Light in me, and I'll go like, man, that did
Like-
firework.
People are like, man, Americans don't have catharsis. I'm like, there you go. 4th of July, the fireworks. This isn't just pointless displays of ammunition. Like, we're pulling heartstrings like Shakespeare, you know?
okay, so like I said last week, we're
I
going
was
to
going to say
follow up.
Sophocles, but...
We're going to follow up the other Georgian wine we have, the same winery, the Qvevri winery. This is out of the country of Georgia, not
Ooh,
the
I priced this
state.
today.
And yeah. Oh, I thought it had already been priced.
There's a few in the box.
And on the label, you see the representation of the clay amphoras that they make the wine in. Now, this is the
Yeah, that was good.
Qvevri varietal. This is a varietal that is indigenous to Georgia. They actually believe that this varietal may be an ancient hybrid of the Msvani and the Quetzaltelli. And if you remember last week, I said Quetzaltelli was one of the three main, and I couldn't remember the name of the third one. The third one's Msvani. And Josh, you've got to.
It's very distracting.
So again, this is yeah, they believe it's a hybrid. I guess they're not 100% sure it's a hybrid, but that's the best that I could find on the Qvevri.
Well, here's
Right.
can I get botanical? If it's a hybrid, its seeds won't reproduce it. If it's once the thing's a hybrid long enough and it can self-produce seeds that will produce the same progeny, those new vines, then it's its own variety. That's actually like on a botanical level, that's the deal. And so, more orchard fruits are actually hybrids than people realize, and they use grafting to accommodate that.
Yeah. Fruit root grafting.
Yeah.
Holy crap on the color for this.
Yes,
Isn't
Like,
one
this
of
is
our
like
favorite reds a
Straight apple juice.
hybrid? Cabernet Sauvignon.
it's like golden and like almost orange.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it? It's not an orange wine.
No,
There's a
It's-
similar looking
it's
label.
Legit honey colored.
Yeah, honey's a good one. And you know what? On the palate, I get honey too.
I get
as well.
honey on the nose, honestly. Just the amber quality of honey.
Yeah. So this wine does have a touch of sweetness to it, and some acidity.
I feel like there's a degree of oxidation to it from the amphora as well.
Yeah, I almost get like, and I don't mean this as an insult. Like, gosh, some of my favorite wine times were at church, but it has like this church wine quality, which suggests oxidation exposure, and then
Oxygenation is not a bad thing in any kind of fermented beverage. You just have to control it and like make it work. A lot of people, when they have the oxidation happen, they don't control it and they don't like work with it. This legit just tastes like a legit old world wine.
Yeah.
yeah,
And again, they make this in the large clay amphoras. They don't use wood. After they crush the wine and they pump the juice straight into the amphoras and let it ferment in there and go for as long as they need to. So it's definitely an old world representation. I mean, very old world. I mean, they've been making this for thousands of years. So
Well, it's interesting. We were talking about brewing, fermenting, making a product, and then that one of the most difficult parts then is putting it in its container for shipment or for delivery.
Oh yeah.
The amphora is the tool of delivery. Literally, it would be like on a wagon, right?
well, no. So as far as the Georgian wineries,
Underground, we
their
talked about.
amphora are 10 to 15 feet, and they're buried underground. So
Wow.
they'll have to pump out into your clay amphoras that you're going to use for delivery. But it's a similar vessel. It's just much larger.
Think about that pump. What's another word for pump in the old world? Siphon.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love that job?
Oh yeah.
Ron, we need you to get the amphora flowing. You mind?
Well, the other thing, so like when you're fermenting underground in an amphora like this, you don't have any kind of like legit manual control over temperature. You're putting stuff in a clay pot underground, so you're letting nature do the all the
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
You're letting nature do the temperature control. Also, what happens to all the yeast flocculate at the bottom of the amphora after you ferment?
Well, I would imagine it stays there, and then they siphon that out afterwards. And I mean, they clean the amphora each.
Yeah,
process.
I mean, I know they have to clean them, but it's just one of those things. But clay is so porous, so you get like this. If you like, say you've been in business for 30 years, there's gonna be some residual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Some stuff
And
just
that-
don't scrub off.
That's the stuff that excites me, man. I'm talking like that 30-year-old like little line right here halfway, like amphora is that thick. Like I'm talking about this line right here in the middle where it's
Yeah.
like 30 years.
Well,
of
so
soak.
I would come to believe that that's where any particular brand or process, any maker, really begins to develop their taste.
Yeah, the uniqueness, like
Um,
that's what excites me about this.
And so I'd even be curious to know if this is still done. And I'll say the word one more time for me. Amphoras. Is this why? How old are these that they're currently
The
using?
current amphoras, I'm not
You know,
sure.
that's like a question that comes to
Yeah,
mind
I mean,
when we start talking.
Again,
about
remember the whole story of Russia wanting to take Georgia back over just for the wine and avoiding the
this. Yeah,
wineries.
don't crush those guys. Go
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
So they obviously been there a while, and I would guess that for modern day purposes, they've probably been there probably at least since World War II, and maybe probably not too much longer. I don't know how many battlefronts were fought in the Georgian area, but if they were, I mean, I'm sure they
I
were
mean,
they were much more indiscriminate during World War II.
There are
than-
probably like little backyard wineries
Yeah.
with amphora in the ground,
Yeah.
and they're just and like God knows how old they are
Yeah.
in there, and they're just making this home wine. And like it could be date back like the 700,
Yeah.
800 era,
You know, I'm just seeing how tradition is definitely a part of this because it's a cool thing to learn about different processes. I know one of Josh's favorite wines is another type of wine, more like a Western Europe or even like technically an island wine, right?
Oh, Madeira.
Yeah, is buried in earthen jugs.
Oh, Madeira's not buried. They put it in big wooden casks and they like heat it up. They put it in the attic.
So that's a little different story there.
Yeah.
Maybe there was another product I was thinking of that we talk about sometimes. But, you know, I'm thinking that you talked about that temperature change and that control. You know, Georgian mountainous area and a more northern temperate climate, it's actually going to be like reasonably well controlled temperature with slow, subtle changes. That earth temp is going to be almost basically kind of like cave-like, you know,
So getting flossed
where
much.
it's going to like really hold a temp. And even the hot days, it still stays cool, and then it never really is going to freeze. Think about how big these are. These are below, you know, they have it put down below freeze line. So
I'm just kind of thinking
I'm not
about
sure
it.
what the region of Kakheti is like
Yeah.
versus. What
That's
you're
right.
talking about.
Well, Georgia, kind of comes off the spine of mountains right down to the Black Sea, right?
I believe, I believe so.
Is it between the Caspian and the Black? Or
It is part of the Caucasus. I think traditionally most people will tell you that Georgia is one of the Caucasus nations. Most people, not
The original Caucasian.
not the Russian people, but the Georgian people.
So on the palate, are you guys getting anything else than honey? I'm getting a little bit of pear.
I was getting pear, and I wanted to talk about that. Like a nice, well oxidized, softened, like table ripe Anjou pear.
Yeah, almost like a little bit of a roast on the pear, though. Like, if
Yeah.
you just like threw it in the oven for a little bit.
Which is really good, by the way.
And if you've never had grilled pineapple,
Yeah. Not my favorite thing, but there are a lot of people who like it.
Well, and it's the kind of thing. Let's just say that could hit a thirsty palate pretty well too.
yeah. So yeah, I
Yeah, this is
I'm
a yes
trying not
for
to
me.
repeat anything from last week because I talked so much last week on the Georgia wine. So I'm trying to.
Well, let's just bring it down to what's in our glass. And we've talked about tradition. We've talked about geography. There's another topic we like to cover.
Food.
Yeah. What am I going to pair this with, Rob?
This actually is kind of challenging for me
I
because
think-
of the slight. Well, let me finish why it's challenging for me, and then it's challenging for me just because there's that slight sweetness to it over top of the underlying acid. So I'm not sure where to go with it. Now, what do you think?
So you remember when I brought that article in a while back about the flatbreads, like international flatbreads, and they had that Georgian flatbread in there?
Yeah.
And I was super excited because, like, hey, Rob, you love Georgian wine. Here's a Georgian flatbread, the one with like the cheese and the like egg just cracked in the
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that would go awesome with this.
Huh. Okay.
Like, you get like a nice kind
What
of.
were some of the spices that were in that?
I don't know that there were a whole lot of spices, but mainly like specific kinds of milk. Maybe some turmeric. I don't think it was turmeric.
Okay.
Coriander, maybe. I don't remember a whole lot of the spices, but it was just kind of like the whole concept of it looked like a mild, mellow dish.
Yeah.
I think it might have been like sheep's or goat milk
Okay.
for the cheese. And then you have that egg cracked on top, just baked at the last minute. And I think that kind of really mild,
Give it that richness to that.
I think the richness would go well.
I think
Alright.
so because
A quiche? Would this go
quite
with a
possibly,
quiche? You know?
for the same reasons I was going to say. I think you have that thick richness that kind of there is this, like I said, there's little sweetness with an underlying acidity to it. So I think that richness is going to take that underlying acidity and then have that sweetness kind of take over whatever might throw you on the
Have you
two
guys ever had
dishes.
a pasty before?
no.
Pasty. It's like an
Pasty?
upper Midwest item. Okay.
Well,
It
if it's what
resembles
he
a
just said,
pierogi. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, then if it's what he said, I've had it before.
Well, they call them pasties in Uper, but yeah, it's a pasty. 'cause
We
it's
don't
a
talk about
pastry.
anything about Uper.
It's a pastry. I said they.
Oh, those youpers, man. Oh.
It's a traditional like honey on it because it's prepared meat, minced meat inside. It's a meat pie basically, and I honestly could really like get down with just like really nice bread with like meat gravy, like and this. Like I could just see that.
I don't know that I would go like heavy spicing on anything. Like this makes me think like mellow comfort food.
Yeah.
Oh,
just the whole
I know
starchy
exact- I
bread
just
line
had
that
a
Josh was picking up on. Yeah.
escargot.
You think?
Yeah.
You guys were talking about some
In-
escargot
in,
the
in
other
a
day.
in a butter. Yeah,
Really,
oh yeah.
Like really, really good heavy solid
Yep,
butter. Like
yep.
low water content. Like just rich.
and
butter.
the reason that popped in my head, I had it this past weekend, and
I'm gonna be honest.
and it's
I'm pretty knowledgeable. I've tried a lot of foods. I've never actually eaten escargot.
Really?
Yeah,
So
we'll
the
fix
flavor
it.
you're talking about, I just don't even know whether I would like it or not. How do you even describe it?
It's kind of it's so.
It's like a gamey clam.
I
exactly.
have had that. You know, my school mascot.
Kelly
was a
said
gooey
these
duck.
are kind of like clams. I said, yeah, but they got this earthiness to them, like a little mushroom.
It's a gamey clam.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen a gooey duck
A
before?
gooey duck, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like you cook it like a steak, you know,
Yeah.
and then you cut fillets out of it. It's ridiculous.
Think like all the funk of venison with the texture and like flavor profile of a clam mixed together, and then
So they have
slowly
a
stewed in
do
butter
they have
and white
that
wine.
brininess, or you know,
It's
is
not
it,
really briny.
No, because it's not really salt water. It's
I don't think that they're not sea snails. I think they're just land snails.
Yeah.
So you don't really get brine. It's really just earth.
Yeah, I just kind of was just really curious. I guess I can kind of imagine.
And earth
but-
with the earth parts, it's more of a mushroomy.
I was gonna say, is there like a savory, verging on umami, but like, you know, like mushrooms, basically.
You're approaching umami with the escargot flavor. I mean, think like clay
And then the place we had them, they cooked them in a garlic butter.
Would you
With
consider
Parmesan on top?
a white wine butter sauce to cook?
By all means.
I'm pretty sure there's white wine in the
Yeah,
butter.
yeah, all by all means.
So then, absolutely right.
Yeah.
This would just really
I
fit
think
with
this
that
would
kind
go-
of thing.
I think that'd be a great call right there. You know, do the flatbread with the egg and then top it with some like butter.
You know,
escargot.
I'm gonna be with Josh on this one. If you're making me eat snails, I am gonna need a comfort food on the table, so some bread will help.
Well, you always serve them with bread, so you got
Yeah,
your toast.
I mean,
and stuff.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting that
You
that's.
don't just sit there with a bowl of snails.
Well,
What are
I
you, James
probably
Bond?
could.
I'll take Bollinger and
You and
caviar.
I could, but it's not. You want to offer something else.
I
too.
must say that the portion size went down, but I think under current
conditions it makes sense.
yeah.
But just one of those is like.
So-
It's not something I want.
I
to
thought we
eat
were
every
having
day.
like a Spartacus moment there. I had to back off a little bit.
I will say, escargot is not something that I actively seek to eat every day. I enjoy it from time to time. It's not something that I
Yeah,
want to eat every day.
That's right. That's right.
It's not like a really good chicken tender. I could eat a chicken tender, like a really good chicken tender,
So it's
literally all day, every day.
mostly about the flavor profile. It's not about like the quality of this protein or like it just
Well, you don't
makes
eat bad
it's like
snails.
It's like this experience, you know.
Okay.
And that's often what we talk about.
And I
with
would put
wines.
that experience with this wine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if you were a poor farmer in Spain, I'm sure you'd eat a lot of snails if that's like all you had around you.
Well, yeah, and
And the
it's,
cows aren't fat enough to kill. Go get some snails.
well, snails is more of a gather rather than a hunt.
Oh, yeah.
I never hear people talking about going on a snail hunt. Like,
I feel like it's unfair. They can't run away.
Well, they can, but it's really slow.
yeah, you know what they say? You catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
But how does that associate with
You
snails?
go stomping around the woods looking for snails. You know, you got to sneak up on these guys.
Don't you catch more flies than honey?
I'm kind of confused right now.
Well, that's all right. Rob,
so I'm good
bees-
confused.
Bees make honey anyways. It's not the flies that do it.
So, all right, I'm super confused now.
I wouldn't
Can you imagine the life of a fly?
Yeah,
You
Jeff Goldblum helped me out with that one.
You're just like chilling, like flying
Hey,
around.
so
like, hey, oh, what's that over there? Let me go land on it. for
Are
a
you ready to
second.
push to ratings?
Satulah, wind us up. Josh, why don't you start us off with your beer?
So, weird neighborhood, windows up. You know, I think this is a solid fruited sour. I was actually pleasantly impressed with it by the first time I had it. I don't hate it. The label's a little weird for me.
It is windows up. There's rain on a window.
Okay,
That's what the label is.
all right, I'll give you that. Windows up.
Which
I legit thought it was wind is up.
that's authentically Carolina, because anybody who's lived in Carolina for any bit of time knows you park your car, you roll your windows up. Because
you
if
never
it's
know
not
when
raining
it's gonna
now,
rain.
it will be very
That's
soon.
the truth.
Especially living down here in New Brunswick.
It's beer for a rainy day.
Oh, so Lisa joined in on the chat about the flavor profile of the escargot. She said, "I agree with Rob. Wild mushroom with the chew of a conch."
Conch?
Which is,
That's
is
actually
actually
dry. I have had
probably right along there.
Clam. Shellfish have that. Almost all shellfish, except for mussels, they have like a kind of squishy texture. They do have a very specific texture to cook shellfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
scallops are very tender.
So, wind is up.
Wind is up. I'm gonna give it a solid 1-4
Okay.
on this. Solid sour. The coconut. I don't hate coconut flavor. It's not my favorite thing. I'm giving it a 1-4 for the nose alone because the nose is not appealing to me.
Okay.
Flavor profile's actually pretty cool. Raspberry not prevalent, but I can get it. The more I drink of it,
Yeah.
I get more of the raspberry. Lime's there. The coconut's definitely there. Oh God, coconut. So I'm gonna give it a 1-4. I mean, this is solid fruited sour. If you like sours, you should try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. I think the best way to just start this is to say, I like this beer. Now, everything I'm about to say might sound like I don't like this beer. So I'm just going to go ahead right out front and
Is
say,
your
I like
funny bone
this.
feeling all right?
I
'Cause
do.
I felt
I
that.
just whacked the crap out of it. It's pretty. Does it look like I hit my funny bone? So this thing, it is sour, but it's not like a sour in the way that we talk about, like the Flemish sours that we love, and it harkens to that flavor with this fruit profile. But to me, this is like a fruited ale. That being said, I like the fruit in this ale. I didn't know I was gonna like raspberry lime coconut. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it only works with a sour ale. I'm not sure I could do that on a dessert tray too well. Or I don't know that I want raspberry lime coconut ice cream. Like, it sounds like a sherbet flavor. Like my 6-year-old niece or whatever, or nephew or whatever would like be all over it once they finish with Moon Tracks or whatever that blue stuff is.
Moon tracks.
I don't. You know the one with the marshmallows and it's blue. It's so silly. Ice cream. What I have to say following that is that it's an amazingly palatable, drinkable beer. I'm with Rob. I definitely see myself starting a session with some friends after some physical exertion, and I'm like, oh, what can I use to really like break into the thirst here? Yeah, fruited sours are definitely going to be a great category. And if you like anything from like Gozas, Berliner Weisses, tart ales, this is going to be right up your alley. If you're just like, I like fruited ales. I like beer with fruit in them. Give this a shot because it's really cool. If you're looking for the funkiness, and I think somebody else was talking about this, that like some of these sours really get into we were talking about stuff from Brussels, from Belgium and stuff like that, Belgium sours and stuff. It just doesn't have that maturity level to it. And so I'm probably going to hang in right close to where Josh was. I say 1-4. Was that what you actually said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, go figure.
So would you say you would listen to this like right as you put Chinny Kesney on?
Kenny Chesmo?
Yeah, Chinny
All right.
Kesney.
So wind is up. I'm glad Nick noticed the rain on the windows because, yeah, you're right. This is wind is up. The more I thought about this and the flavor profile, it says it right here. Sour ale brewed with raspberry, lime, and coconut. In that order. And the more I thought about it, the raspberry was that sour part.
Yep.
Then you got the lime. On my palate, the lime came before the coconut, and then the coconut to finish it off. So they have it in the right order. I really think that hit right on there.
So label, naming?
Yeah, I think they got it right there. You had a problem with the nose. I can see that because on the nose it instantly makes me think that I'm going to be drinking Coppertone suntan lotion. I mean, it smells like I went to the pool or the beach and I'm
It's the one problem I
putting
have with
Coppertone
coconut.
on my face so I don't burn and I'm licking my hand or
Yeah.
something.
It's literally the only issue I have with coconut.
That was less pronounced as I went through the beverage, though.
Well, yeah, because I think your palate took over from your nasal cavity as far as tasting goes, and but
the old retro nasal.
yeah, so
A different cavity started talking.
Yes.
yeah, and
My stomach and my brain. were
yeah,
like, this is good.
In about a half an hour, another one of Josh's cavities will be talking again, and we'll have to pretend like he's not here.
We'll just tell everyone it's a toothache.
So
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, this is from the Highlands of North Carolina, as Nick pointed out. My first experience with Satulah Mountain Brewing. It's a sour, but it's an enjoyable sour on the palate. I think it's a nice midday take a break, like Nick said, from whatever you're doing and get started, type thing. This is a Saturday afternoon sour. I just finished mowing the grass, or I'm taking a break from mowing the grass, and then I'm going back to it. Rating wise, I'm right there with you guys. 1.4. It's nothing super special, but I liked it. I thought it was solid.
It's not often we have a universal rating that's not like a super negative or a super positive.
Yeah, I mean this is a right
so
middle
this
of the
is-
road, and I think that in itself is high marks for it, because
Oh yeah.
we all thought it was easily drinkable, and we could
Easily drinkable.
and we could see ourselves having one
Easy
or
for
two,
you to say.
and we could see ourselves having one or two of these. I think the only negative point would be the $5.50 price point, but it is a sour, and those get a little bit pricier at times. So we'll go with that. Nick, I think you got the Flossie can down
And
there.
I was just trying to look at how close Highlands is to try on. Maybe next time I get up in the hills, I'm going to give them a visit.
Highlands is up there.
I think
It's past the border with South Carolina. This is how far west Highlands actually is. It's like really close to the border with Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where Highlands is.
And like given the connection with the way the roads go, it's got more of a connection with Georgia mountains,
Yeah.
really. Because that's
So,
even like the
That's
slope
close
next
to what, Lake Santilla?
It's not too far. I think there's
So, Nick, I think you got the Flossie can over there.
somewhere here, Flossie. We're gonna rate Flossie now. Like Flossie was cool. Flossie kind of got me re-excited about New England style. And what's really funny is we talk about all these New England style ales, and they say it on their can. This just calls itself an India Pale Ale, and I've kind of noticed this with New Anthem. That they basically, I think they took our challenge to say, why is it a New England IPA? Why can't it just? Isn't it just an IPA? And
Yeah.
then it's the New Anthem Flossie with this hot profile like that. It isn't the style of something else. It is what it is, and that's really what I'm gonna throw out to Flossie here. And as well, we've been asking who's gonna throw down the quintessential Carolina hazy IPA. I don't know, hat in the ring here on this one, because this really, I think, meets that coastal palate that we were talking about. What I really like about this versus some of the hazies I see out there, there's not just this cheap, like milky sweetness. It really sticks to the hop profile. The haze on it's straight up opaque. Like it's a light colored beer. It's like yellow colored beer, but you can't see through.
Yeah.
As Coldplay said, it was all yellow.
It was that maybe I don't know the song reference for Flossie, and I wanna like.
Yeah, that's one thing.
If you know online-
New Anthem is the one that does
I
all
think these are all like
references,
song lyrics.
right?
Yeah.
Knowing the guys behind New Anthem, their knowledge of music, pop culture, and so many
Ken?
things
I'm
is so
wondering-
impressive. Like Aaron, one of the owners, like every time I talk with the guy, every time I used to talk with him when I actually like worked with him a little bit for like draft stuff, always blew my mind. Like these guys are cool. New Anthem is cool. Everyone involved with it is cool on
So
a different level.
So Nick, what would you give
Yeah.
a rating on this guy?
That's really what I'm kind of searching for right now. Like, just thinking, like, where do I want to rate this? Man, I mean, I feel like I could go 175 on this.
I kind of
I
felt
mean,
that's
I
where you're
push it
going
all
with
the way to 9 p.m. It's just
that. Yeah, I thought that's where you're going with that as far as
it's
your
7.7
rating.
alcohol. It's right in my zone. I like those 7.3 to 7.5, 7.7. So you start getting beyond that, and you better call it a double.
Don't push 8.
Like for me, in a session, like I'm not hanging out much after I drink an 8er.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest, and
What's the 1% down there?
one,
Where's the 1%? Is that recycled?
he keeps talking about this 1%. That's the trickle down theory.
No, is
That's
that
Warren Buffett.
is it underneath the recycle rate? Is that how much? Is that talk about how much the?
Pledge. It says pledge 1%. So I don't know. There could be.
Do they have a charity going on with that?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything, but I almost want to then look at other new anthems and see if we missed something or if it's specific to that label. So
Okay.
1% pledge. So that sounds like they're doing contributions for sales of this can towards something.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what a pledge means?
Yeah, they're contributing to Warren Buffett.
So if we, the next time we have Menker on, we'll have to ask him about that.
That'd be kind of neat. And who knows? Maybe that's one of the reasons he wanted
Maybe
to
I'll
tie us in
Maybe
with
we'll
it.
smack him in the head with some more new anthems.
I do see. Ouch. Oh, you pointed out that it's right under the recycle, and I do
Yeah.
notice there's a green labeling scheme going on with this black label, and that the only other color is green. So I wonder, could it be some kind of
recycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shrink wrap's not eco-friendly though.
Okay, so 175 for you,
yeah, I'm gonna stick with it.
Josh. You want to go from there?
Cool. This might surprise you, but I'm probably gonna rate it higher than you.
That's not.
I'm not a huge fan of IPAs much anymore. Like I've always drank IPAs. I love IPAs. Love the flavor profile. They don't necessarily sit the best with me. Now, especially some of like the crazy like New England styles they do now. I don't know what it is. Like, is it butyric acid in there or something? Like, there are things about certain hazies that just don't sit well with my stomach. This one did not mess me up in the stomach region, so props on that. 2, flavor profile, like I said earlier, I've had like the actual beers that this style was created to simulate many times. Heady Topper was really the first one from the Alchemist Brewing up in Vermont. Lawson's Finest Liquids, and then that one that basically tasted like grass cuttings. I forget what that was, but that was really good too. All the Vermont and like New Hampshire beers, I've had those. This tastes more like those beers than any other hazy I've had in a very long time. It's not often I run across something like that. These guys, like, they're getting it right. Everyone else is doing it wrong. That beer is closer to what I'm expecting when you put that hazy IPA or whatever you want to call it on a label. I'm giving it a 185.
Fantastic. I'm actually really
That
glad
price
to hear
point, I would have no problem paying that if I really wanted like a hazy one. Like, no qualms with this whatsoever. That's worth every penny.
I if I have anything to add, it's simply just what he said. It's worth the draft pint price in can format. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, everybody knows I'm not a big IPA, hazy IPA. I mean, been burnt out on the hazies, blah, 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 blah. However, I'm going to say I liked this guy. Beyond the fact that the flavor profile was really pleasant, there were some distinct flavor notes into it. You got the big pithy grapefruit on the back end.
I enjoyed that.
You got orange on the front end. You got beer. You got, hops and everything going on. And it gave me a couple 6.8 to 7.2 belches. I thought that was great.
On command.
The fact that, and it's got a, New Anthem is not spending a lot of money on their labeling. They're spending it on their beer. I like that.
I know their beers though because the labeling's consistent.
Their labeling is so minimalistic. I think it really does them a good favor.
That logo is awesome.
Yeah, I think
I actually really like it because it's my initials.
Well, I figured you did, but
Shove something somewhere.
I really think
More about
I
cannabis
really think
later.
New Anthem needs to make sure they stick with this type of labeling. Keep it minimalistic. Logo of the company, beer, type of hops. If it's a hop profile beer, let's keep just straightforward. This is what we are. This is what this is. I do like that a lot. Again, the beer. I was very surprised with how much I liked it. I could have 2 or 3 of those. Well, maybe not at 7.7. I could have 2 or 3 of them, but I probably should have stopped at 1.
Maybe
two.
a slice of pizza or 2.
Yeah, as long as I'm eating with it. I think it'd be great pizza beer. It really would be.
Nachos, pizza.
I'm still not that big of an IPA fan.
It's a good copper penny beer.
I'm still not that big of a IPA fan, so I'm not going to be as high as you guys. I'm going to go 1.65. I think that's respectable for me on an IPA.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was a good beer. I think for me personally, the price point might be a tad high. Mm-hmm. Bring it back to the 550 point. Nah, I'm all there for you.
Let me
pouring a
track
pint.
down like a heady topper and
That's
a Focal
fine.
banger.
That's
and-
fine. I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you.
If I can track down some of the OG New Englands,
but those OGs will have the price point because they have the clout. They have the clout. They have the breeding. They have they have everything.
what's
behind
funny
them.
is the price never
Yeah.
changed on them. They
Okay.
got more popular and the beer stayed the same price.
Well, that's
Did
more
they
power
make
to
more
them.
of it?
They tried.
All right, so more power to them on that. I think as far as any type of hazy IPA, that's probably far and away above what we've had so far.
That's the quality I'm looking for in IPA. Stuff like that's why I became.
So I'm
IPA.
comfortable at 1.65 on that. So we're going to move on to the last of the items tonight. The Kissy from Qvevri in Georgia. Again, it is a Georgian wine made in clay amphora. The varietal Kissy is believed to be originally a hybrid of the Mitsvani and the Quetzaltelli. Say that 2 or 3 times in a row.
Without saying Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Oh.
The wine has
Also a beer drinker.
the wine has a
snake.
yeah. The wine has a decidedly honey pear profile to it. On the nose, a lot of honey there. I can see some peach in the nose. If there's any dryness in the nose at all, it's going to be a nutty finish to it. But the palate is definitely pear and honey, more honey than pear. We discussed it would probably pair well with the nice little snails and butter sauce, the escargot. I'm sure there's other things out there that would pair well with. Hell, it may pair well with a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I don't know. I think overall it's a decent wine. This particular white varietal is not. I would rather Quetzaltelli. This is decent. I'm gonna go 1.45.
Cool.
I'll slide in the middle on this one. I enjoy this.
By the way, I'm sorry, $17 price point.
Yeah, I priced it out today, so it is available too. You might have to ask us. I don't know if we have a slot on the shelf.
It's not on the shelf yet,
just yet.
but yeah.
There's this thing I'd love to make disappear and put this right in its place.
There you go.
Come inquire tomorrow night if you want to know more about what I'm talking about. Let's see. I like the color of this. It tells me that something different's going to go on. Because it does not look like traditional French whites. Or are you going to make it? Is this...
Did you just throw your jaw out?
He just yawned his jaw out. It was the other thing we were talking about. Are you pulling your tooth out of our hair?
I actually have done that before. I know what he's talking about. You gotta stretch your jaw back out to where you popped it.
I shouldn't have said anything about a toothache.
Like I say, you gotta stretch it back out to where you pop it back in.
Am I making him yawn so bad he just dislocated his jaw?
Dude,
I've done that
I will
before.
never understand how or why that happens, but
I've done it before.
I think I know what... Wait, hold on.
And you can't close your mouth.
I do have like a tiny little mini screen that's just like showing me highlights of Cubs. He may have it maybe caught him in the corner of his eye, just forced him into a yawn.
Or he was just totally amazed at what happened.
That was really good. I forgot what I was saying. That was so strange. No, I do know what I'm saying. I'm talking about Qvevri. I like this. To me, this is a kind of white wine that if you grew up drinking this, there's a good chance you like just drinking this. You know, just in the name of that tradition that we're talking about. Now, the final note, is this a worldwide wine? Does this have its own category? Yeah, it's so unique that I think as GRW is really opened up, and that's what we're experiencing. We're part of this.
Yeah.
That this is something that hasn't been worldwide available and now is. And this is one of those moments where I go, wow, there are elements of globalization and free trade I'm kind of enjoying here. Yeah. I just, I want to make sure the guys who crawl inside the amphora, I said it one more time, to clean it out, are getting, well paid. And I got to imagine at 17, we're probably looking at a pretty equitable product here. I know, for instance, we talked about the fact that we're experiencing some great South African wines, and we can't believe how low they're priced.
Yeah.
It's kind of blowing our mind. Are they paying them like Portuguese wine growers, or are they actually getting to eat?
Well, they're probably just thankful they have a job right now because the government keeps shutting off the wine import. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so I like getting exposed to new products, new markets, just different things. That's something I've always enjoyed about wine. Wine itself is something different in life. You have your whole dinner set out. Oh, now for something completely different, The moment you get to experience wine for the first time, you're like, well, that's different. Then you continue to experience different wines. That's what it's about. I'm gonna be a little conservative here on my rating, and just go with a 1.6. I really enjoy this. This is refreshing. I do question how far I can push this with foods. I'm gonna stick with comfort foods, like you said. But like I said, if I grew up drinking this, this might be all I drink. Yeah. It has that kind of taste.
Cool. So I'm probably actually not going to rate it as high as you guys did. I do enjoy this as far as really cool, awesome wines go. Compared to the red Saperavi we had last week, I can't rate it as high as I would have rated Saperavi.
That was unique. That was
that was a...
I really like this. The oxidation level on it is a little weird to me. Because we get the pear, but I also get old apple.
Yeah, mushy. Like the core I found under the deck.
Mealy red delicious would be a good way to word it. Where it's just old enough it's starting to get mealy a little bit. And,
Okay.
But I don't hate that. I don't hate that flavor profile, and I really enjoy this wine, and I think it'd be good with if I had a really rich comfort food dish with this. I think I'd really absolutely love this. I'm gonna give it a 1.3.
Okay.
I still don't hate it. This is a very well-made wine.
It's above a 1. It's anything above a 1's a positive, right?
Yeah, I'm just going slightly lower. It's not exactly my style. I like a little bit more acidity, a little bit more sharpness to anything in the flavor.
I can understand that.
It's a round flavor profile.
There's a nuttiness to it,
it's
but
not like a square peg. This is a very round peg.
So another dish, and this is I know you. Another dish that just popped in my head was that paneer.
Oh, the paneer would go great with this. That richness of the milk fat.
And then we had a honey cinnamon paneer.
I think that'd be great with it.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
just that richness, I think, would enhance this so
Sure.
much. So like I said, 1-3. This is a well-made, awesome style of wine. I'd love to try more Georgian wines. I'd love to try more varietals. I'd love to see what kind of flavor profiles we can get.
The more our reps can get, the more we'll get in. Because I'm all
But
about
yeah,
Georgian.
1-3, absolutely, $17. If you've never had a Key this is a really cool wine.
Chardonnay drinkers, check it out.
Good call.
Pinot Grigio drinkers, go check it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a more full-bodied golden.
Yeah.
If you're a Pinot Grigio drinker trying to drink other white wines, this is a good one to go to.
Great
If you're a
palate
Chardonnay
expander.
drinker that wants to drink with other people, but they don't like the buttery Chardonnays.
This is great. Well
This
said.
is a good one.
He nailed what I was getting
Yeah.
at.
This is a cool middle ground white wine. If you're a Sauv Blanc drinker,
There's still the
This
acid
is-
there in the background.
the acid's there, but I'd say if you're a diehard Sauvignon Blanc drinker, this may not be the wine for you.
If you do Sauv Blanc and you like
Okay.
to mix it up,
Yeah.
you know,
I'd say that's the one where you'd probably start I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, they'd
it
want more a
depends
little
on-
citrus. Yeah,
If
I would be very
Minerality.
interested to see how Jess likes this wine.
Yeah. If you're going
see
French
that, and that's
Sauv
not a
Blanc-
sale. I'm gonna lean towards there. That I might go with other people. You know,
I would
not to-
approach her as, hey, I really would like, Rob really would like to
We
see
kind of
what
want
you
your
think
review
about
on
this.
this. I think the New Zealand Sauv drinkers would not like this
No,
as much
no,
as the
there's
French.
not enough
Actually,
acid.
she did like
The French Sauv drinkers.
the Southern
and,
French.
the Chenin Blanc and the South African
Chenin Blanc,
Sauv,
yeah.
they'd like this.
Yeah.
I just once you start getting New Zealand level,
Yeah,
I don't
I agree.
think
I
you would
agree.
like this.
I agree.
Yeah, I actually well said, Josh. Great rating. That's very honest.
All right, so with that, that's going to bring us to the end, right?
We're there. Josh has one more thing to tell
You
you.
right? Go for it, Josh.
You're not wrong. Absolutely.
He always says one more thing.
We had a cookout yesterday, and we made awesome wings. We made some great
Smoked
burgers. We smoked some great wings. We made some great burgers. We made some great Italian sausages. We did corn on the cob
On the grill.
on the grill. And you know what? It turned out awesome. The only thing we're missing is a fat sack of potatoes.
Oh, I was so hoping he was going to go with Manwich.
If you find the kindness in your heart to bring us potatoes, we will do great things with the potatoes you bring us. I don't even care the variety. Russets, golden Yukons, reds, all of them. Just bring us some potatoes.
I
You know?
could do Golden Yukon with this wine for sure.
So yeah, please bring us potatoes. Obviously, we need them. We're all hungry.
Yeah.
Josh, we didn't get you here to talk about spuds.
Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't been watching us live, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you don't tell us what you're thinking or drinking, as much as we'd love to be psychic, we're not. So just let us know how you feel, what you're drinking. I mean, if we're not funny, tell us. We'll ignore the comment, but at least tell us.
Oh, and if the sound
No,
sucks, tell us.
We'll read it. We won't ignore it. We'll internalize it and be like, he doesn't know what humor
And
is.
we'll vegetate on it for about a week.
I really
and then
like
we'll
that.
Fix it.
Oh,
We'll just totally stew on it. He's absolutely
yeah.
right.
So that's going to bring us to
That's
the
what
end of
the
the
potatoes
episode.
Exactly.
In a couple weeks, we already do have another spot with Mr. Menker is going to come back.
Oh, that's
we
great.
do have a couple other reps. We have a Niche from Bill's who said he'd like to
Man,
sit
a local
with us.
independent brewer.
Yes.
Branson said he's coming down.
We have Branson who said he wanted to come in. And
Yeah, we got to let him cool off in
Mr.
Nantucket
Coppola
first.
himself said
Yeah.
he wanted to come in. So we just have to arrange the the dates. And,
I wanna mention-
I gotta say, we might have to pre-sell tickets for the Coppola show.
Inviting our
Coppola.
reps in has been a very natural experience. We've developed relationship with these people on a personal level. Their businesses are not sending them in as marketing agents to be on our show. That's
Yeah.
not what's going on.
They're legitimately taking time out of their life
to
And
come out
I
here
think-
at 8
I
o'clock
think-
at night. And,
to come out here and hang out with us and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Proof to it was
Maker.
he drank things that had nothing to do with his company.
one.
We added things, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all in all, it all boils down to we're having a good time. We want you guys to know what you're drinking, and we want you to know what we're drinking.
yeah.
So, with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. That was another episode of What Are You Drinking Now here at the office, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a good one, guys.